All right guys, so I'm out here getting some steel targets together for a range day I plan on having in about a week here. And I figured this would be a perfect opportunity for me to do this video about this new case that I picked up. So I've been in the market for a while for the Apache case. I just picked up not too long ago the smaller 4800. And as you guys know, if you guys have been looking for cases, Apache has some really good quality cases. And if you can catch these on sale at Harbor Freight, I think the last parking lot sale, they had the Apache cases 30% off, and the 9800 rifle case came in at right around $105-ish once you took that 30% off. But I did some research on the internet, and I found another case that I think you guys are really going to be interested in that's comparable to the Apache cases, but it's going to come in at a way lower price. So this right here is the Vevor rifle case. This can be picked up for $95, and this is comparable to the Apache case. So when I seen this case online, I reached out to Vevor and sent them an email and said, hey, will you guys send out this case? I'll do a comparison to the Apache case, because I think that a lot of my viewers will be interested in this, because with the price difference but the quality being comparable, I think this would be a better deal than the Apache. So they sent it out to me, and I looked over it, did some tests on it, and I was actually really happy with the Vevor case. I think, in my opinion, this Vevor case is going to be a lot better pickup than the Apache. So of course, the first thing that drew me to the Vevor case was the price. $95 compared to the last sale that Harbor Freight had for the Apaches, bringing this 9800 in at about $105. But also, as you guys know, the Apache case only comes in this one size right here. You can pick up the Vevor in two different sizes. They got the 50-inch and they got a 42-inch. The 42-inch, if you guys go with the smaller, that's the 50-inch right there. But if you go with the 42-inch, that's going to come in at even cheaper at around $84. Another feature that the Vevor has is it's rated at IP67, where the Apache is rated at IP65. So those two features kind of stuck out in my head the most. Mainly the price, because I thought that was a really competitive price by Vevor. But I wanted to check to see what the build quality was and see how it held up to the Apache. So first up, let's go ahead and look at the exterior of both cases. In case you guys aren't familiar with the Apache case, we're looking at 4 latches right on the front, nothing on the side. So nothing on the sides of the Apache case. Come over here and look at the Vevor. The Vevor has the 4 latches right on the front, just like the Apache, but also they included latches on the side here. So one thing the Apache doesn't have is the extra security on each end, and the Vevor has included that in their case. So I did like that. Both the Apache and the Vevor both have a pressure release valve. They've got the handle on the side. Now the Apache does have these metal tabs over where you can place the padlocks. On the Vevor, they do not have that on theirs, but they do have a place to be able to put a padlock. Now, along with the handles that are on the side, the Apache provides you with handles on each end. So if you got 2 people that's lifting this up to put it, say, in the back of a pickup truck, that's going to be useful. On the Vevor, they've got a handle on one end, but they do not have a second handle on the other end. Both of them have wheels to be able to roll this for easy portability. Both cases roll extremely well. There's the Apache case, no issues with it. And the Vevor, same smoothness with the Vevor. So both of them roll really well. On the other end, where the hinges are, you do get 5 hinges with the Apache. For the Vevor, they end up going with 4 hinge points. Now, as far as durability, I'm gonna go ahead and stand on the Apache here. So that's me standing on the Apache. I'm about 210 pounds. Not much flex with that. I'll go ahead and do the same thing with the Vevor. And same thing, not much flex to the Vevor. There's the Apache. There's the Vevor. So both nice and strong. The Vevor might have a little bit more flex. It's hard to tell. Now, the design of the Apache, it's got more of these thick ridges in it compared to the Vevor. The Vevor just has these ridges right down. There's 4 of them. The Apache kind of has a little bit more of these ridges in there, which does, I'm going to say, give it a little bit more strength and rigidity. But overall, I mean, the Vevor is perfectly fine as far as durability compared to the Apache. Now, for the length of the Apache, we're coming in at approximately 52.5 inches there. It's about 52.5. Now for the length on the Vevor, that one is coming in at about 53.5. So maybe about an inch longer on the Vevor. Now for the width on the Apache, it looks like we're coming in at about 15.5 on the Apache. So the width on the Vevor, we're coming in at about 14.5. If you guys can see that, pretty much measured to the widest part of each case. All right, so I got the Apache up on the scale here, and we're looking at, I don't know if you guys can see that, 22.4 pounds. All right, we got the Vevor on the scale, and that's coming in at 18.8 pounds. All right, so we got both cases open up. As you guys can see, I already took some of the pick and pull foam out of the Apache case for one of my rifles. And the Vevor also has the pick and pull foam. But I did notice something that the Vevor has that my Apache doesn't. Now, I assume all Apache 9800s are the same. If they're not, let me know in the comment section below if yours is set up differently. But this top layer of foam has the pick and pull foam. This second layer is just solid. So it's got the one layer of pick and pull foam. It's got the second layer, which is just a solid foam. Now when you come over to the Vevor case, you got the pick and pull foam up top here. You pull this foam back. You got another layer, and this is also pick and pull foam. And then underneath that is another thin layer of foam. So there's 3 layers of foam, 2 layers of the pick and pull foam. Now, like I said, my Apache only has 2 layers of foam, and only the top layer is the pick and pull foam. So I was actually kind of surprised. Like I said, I don't know if it's just my Apache 9800 that's this way, because my Apache 4800 that I'll be using as a pistol case has the pick and pull foam up top. So that's one layer. Has another layer of pick and pull foam, and then it has the thin layer of solid foam on the bottom. So I'm not sure why that's not the same for the 9800, but the Vevor rifle case does have the 3 layers with 2 layers of pick and pull foam. All right, so the inside dimensions of the Apache, we're looking at about 50, I don't know if you guys can see that, 50.25, not quite 50.5. So 50-inch gun will fit fine in that. Now for the Vevor, the length on that one, we're coming in at about 51.25. So a little bit longer on the Vevor. On the width of the Apache, we're looking at 13.5. And then for the Vevor, where you can tell it's going to be a little bit narrower, and that's coming in at about 12.5. And then both of them around the top of the lid does have the rubber seal. Now, I don't plan on doing any extreme tests like a drop test or a water, like dunking these in water or anything like that, because I don't plan on ever running into those situations. Plus, I don't want to ruin these cases because I'm going to be using them for my rifles. Another thing I noticed between the two cases was kind of like the fit and finish here. So if you guys look, you got this little bit of discoloring with the Apache, probably where the mold was broken when they were molding all these plastics. If you come over to the Vevor, you're not going to see any of that. Also, if you guys take a close look, this gap between the top portion and the bottom portion on the Apache is not the same all the way through. So you see right there, it's closed off. Get a little gap there, a little bigger gap, kind of closed off, a little bit narrow there, big gap there. Come over to the Vevor. Seems like for the most part, the Vevor seal, the gap, is equal all the way through. You don't get any like narrowing of the gap and then it bumps back out like you see on the Apache. So like right here, real tight, and then it kind of just gaps up. Real tight right there. Got your gap there. Got a big gap there. So I was actually kind of surprised that the finish, the fit and finish on the Vevor seemed a little bit better than the Apache. All right, guys, so that's a quick comparison between the Apache 9800 and the Vevor rifle case. Now, I didn't do this video to sell you the Vevor or to sell you the Apache or anything like that. I just know personally, I wanted an Apache case for a long time, but I was constantly waiting for it to get under $100, and very rarely does it get under $100. If it would have dropped below $100, I probably would have picked one up a lot sooner. So when I seen the Vevor case coming in at $95, I wish I actually would have seen this way before I seen the Apache, because I probably would have just picked up the Vevor for the price. Now, comparing the two, I think they're very comparable. I think the Vevor has some pros and cons, and the Apache has some pros and cons also. But I'm really interested to see what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll put links in the description box below for this Vevor if you're interested in it. And just so you guys know, Vevor also sells cases, different size cases for like pistols or camera gear, like the Apache 4800, 3800. Like I said earlier, they do have two different sizes for the Vevor rifle case. So if you need something smaller, say for like an AR-15, you probably could pick up the 42-inch, and that would be even cheaper. Like I said, it's like $84 for that. Compared to the Apache, it just has the one size case for rifles, and then they have multiple sizes for the smaller pistol or camera cases, whatever you want to call them. But I'll make sure I put links in the description box below. Also, there'll be a 5% off that Vevor gave me for doing this video that I can give out to you guys, so you'll be able to pick up these cases even cheaper. But check out those links down below. Definitely interested in see what you guys think about the comparison video here. What do you guys think of the Vevor case? Is it something that you guys might be interested in? Leave that in the comment section below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, found some value in the video. If you did, smash that like button. If you guys like what I'm doing on my channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. Till the next one, guys, I will talk to you later.